Dear ladies and gentlemen, I have been invited to contribute to this conference in the framework of the EU Interact project Living Danube Limes, in which the Ludwig Boltzmann Institute for Archaeological Prospection and Virtual Archaeology is participating since July 2020. It is my pleasure to talk about the unique research initiative of the LBIArchPro and to share with you our research at the Roman town of Carnuntum. The LBIArchPro is dedicated to the development of large-scale, efficiently applicable methods for the non-invasive detection, mapping, visualization, and interpretation of archaeological cultural heritage. The institute was founded in 2010 by the Ludwig Boltzmann Gesellschaft and is based in Vienna, Austria. The international partner consortium comprises academic and dedicated research institutes, museums, heritage boards, SMEs, and governmental bodies. Together with our partners, we conduct archaeological research activities throughout Europe. Our international network includes experts from various disciplines. They work on the development of hardware and software for the non-invasive, large-scale exploration of archaeological landscapes above and below the ground, and at all scales, reaching from single post holes to entire cultural landscapes. To do this, we combine advanced methods of geophysical prospection, remote sensing, and geomatics. A major research focus lies on the large-scale application of geophysical prospection methods. Basically, geophysical surveying creates underground maps of subsurface archaeological features. At the LBIArchPro, we have, over the last 10 years, developed and tested innovative solutions for magnetometry and ground-penetrating radar systems, and have successfully applied them in various case studies. Geophysical prospection systems that are motorized allow for the efficient archaeological investigation of large areas in little time and with high-quality results. Magnetometry usually is the fastest method. Highly sensitive magnetometer sensors measure slight variations in the Earth's magnetic field that are caused by buried archaeological features, such as post holes, pits, and fireplaces. Magnetic surveys result in two-dimensional data images. With our motorized systems, we can cover areas between 5 and 8 hectares per day, with a data resolution of 25 by 10 centimeters. The second geophysical method we focus on is ground-penetrating radar. GPR is an active sounding method that records the reflection of a radar signal from subsurface structures, such as buried walls, stone settings, pits, and cavities. GPR surveys provide three-dimensional data images of buried archaeological remains. It can penetrate approximately 2 meters into the ground. With our motorized Myra multi-antenna radar arrays, we can cover areas of up to 6 hectares per day, with a data resolution of up to 4 by 8 centimeters. Together with our partners, we have already tested the efficiency and applicability of these developments at various case study sites throughout Europe. These sites include unique archaeological landscapes, such as the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Stonehenge, where we created a comprehensive digital map of the surface and subsurface of the landscape around the iconic stone monument, using terrestrial laser scanning and motorized geophysical prospection. The survey at Stonehenge comprised 12 square kilometers and revealed many previously unknown archaeological monuments. Another exceptional discovery by means of geophysics was made in Norway in 2018, when a Viking ship was discovered buried underneath a burial mound. The so-called Yellowstad ship attracted the attention of the scientific community as well as the public worldwide. The remains of the ship were excavated in summer 2020, confirming the accuracy of the GPR data. Now I would like to move on to our case study in Carnuntum. This is a map of the Roman Empire at the beginning of the 1st century. Carnuntum had a prominent position along the Danube Limes. Between the 1st and the 4th century AD, Carnuntum grew into a city of about 50,000 inhabitants and became the capital of the Roman province of Pannonia Superior, and a flourishing civilian city formed outside the military city. Today, Carnuntum lies about 40 kilometers to the east of Austria's capital, Vienna. It is one of the largest archaeological landscapes in Central Europe, with the Roman town covering more than 10 square kilometers of area in antiquity. Nowadays, the archaeological site is best known for its open-air museum, with the reconstructed buildings of the 4th century Roman city quarter, which was rebuilt at its original location, and which attracts thousands of international visitors every year. But there is more to the ancient town of Carnuntum than meets the eye today. Most of the Roman town is still untouched and preserved under fields and vineyards. Between 2012 and 2015, the LBIArchPro explored the subsurface of this vast area in one of the largest geophysical surveys of a Roman site conducted so far. This slide shows an overview of the area that has been mapped with geophysical methods covering more than 7 square kilometers. To investigate Carnuntum, we used both magnetometry and ground-penetrating radar. From 2012, we were able, within 3 years, to reach a total coverage of over 800 hectares with magnetic surveys. We did likewise with our GPR surveys. With up to 6 hectares in 7 hours, we covered a total area of over 200 hectares within 3 years. In this radar image, the quality and high resolution of the data becomes evident. In the case of Roman remains and city sites, the combination of GPR and magnetic datasets proved to be of particular importance and value. The fusion of datasets and the use of specific filters and algorithms allow us to exploit as much information from the data as possible in a single framework. Our in-house developed processing software for magnetic and radar prospection data plays an important role in this process as well. It produces images that are optimally suited for the interpretation by the archaeologist. This is a section of the central area of the civilian town. You can see how detailed the settlement layout and architectural structures are revealed in the data. We can detect paved floors, heating ducts, hypocausts, water pipes, and we can identify different activity zones, insulae, street systems, sewers, and so on. In the next step, the archaeologists explore these archaeological structures in the digital data images within a GIS environment. They analyze and map the structures from the scale of a single post hole to buildings to entire archaeological landscapes. As a result, they get comprehensive digital archaeological interpretation maps like this. Here you have the complete overview of the investigated area at Carnuntum, including the civilian and the military town. I would like to show you some highlights of our results. First, let's zoom into an area of interest just outside the gates of the civilian town of Carnuntum. Vegetation marks on aerial photographs had caught the eyes of archaeologists to the west of the amphitheater, which was built in the first half of the 2nd century AD and excavated from 1923 to 1930. The LBIArchPro team investigated these features using the high-resolution Myra GPR system, which could cover the area in a matter of hours. You can see the result of the GPR survey here. It was possible to visualize the buried structures in such detail that the extensive building complex was identified as a school for gladiators, or ludus, which is almost unique in the Roman Empire for its size and completeness. The ludus was set within a massive compound enclosing an area of 2,800 square meters. The school buildings were arranged around a central inner court with a circular training arena. The foundations of a heated training hall, an extended bath complex, and the administration and living complex of the owner, the lanista, of the ludus, as well as the gladiator cells, could all be identified in the radar images. The image of the building was so detailed and complete that we went forward with a digital reconstruction, as well as photorealistic three-dimensional visualizations generated together with our partner 7 Reasons. Architectural and landscape reconstruction models are particularly suitable for the dissemination of the results to a wide audience and to raise awareness for the potential of novel, non-invasive methods in archaeology among all stakeholder groups. Let's look at an area in the military town, the Canabe Legionis of Carnuntum. Here, the garrison of the governor's guard, the Castra Singularium, was detected using GPR and magnetics. Situated west to the legionary fortress in the southern part of the governor's palace, the castra formed a part of a huge building complex, which was the administrative center of the Roman province. A massive wall enclosed the military garrison, which consisted of several barracks for soldiers, a central administrative complex, and buildings dedicated to logistical purposes. The combination of the governor's palace and the garrison of his guard, in close vicinity to the legionary fortress and the campus, the military training area of the legionaries, adds particular significance to this discovery in the Roman world. Let's move back to the civilian town of Carnuntum, where we have made the most recent discoveries in the geophysical data. There, the road to the amphitheater led outside, through a city wall gate which had existed from the beginning of the 3rd century AD. Geophysical surveys revealed an entire settlement area located to the east of this road and facing the Ludus in the west. During the interpretation process of the detected features, it was possible to identify taverns, taberne, cookshops, thermopolia, a large storage building, horeum, as well as a bakery with a large oven and underground cellars for storage. It became evident that the buildings had a direct economic connection with the operation of the amphitheater, as they appeared to be holding the necessary infrastructure for the Roman spectacles. To wrap this up, I would like to emphasize how we were able, within 4 years, to add significant chapters to the history of Carnuntum and to shape a new picture of this ancient town by using novel, non-invasive methods of archaeological prospection and virtual archaeology. And we are especially proud that we were invited to contribute with our expertise to the new EU Interreg project Living Danube Limes, in which the Römerstadt Carnuntum will serve as a good practice role model site. The project comprises partners from 10 Danube countries, such as Hungary, and will focus on the protection of the historic infrastructure and the development of the touristic potential of the 2,000-year-old Roman heritage on the Danube. The project has started in July 2020 and is led by the Donau-Universität Krems in Austria. The LBIArchPro's contribution will be to conduct geophysical surveys at selected pilot sites in the partner countries on the one hand, and on the other hand, to collaborate on the development of the Living Danube Limes app, which will also include the implementation of VR reconstructions. So we are just at the beginning of this exciting project, and we're looking forward to bringing the LBIArchPro's mission of promoting novel, non-invasive methods in archaeology one step further through exceptional projects such as the Living Danube Limes in the years to come. Please find some links to follow up on the LBIArchPro and the Living Danube Limes project on the last slide of this presentation. Thank you for your attention.